We'll start with Christopher Stock from Inside the U. Chris?
Yeah, Coach, the slow starts to games, what do you make of it recently? And then are you and your staff doing things or will do to help get better results moving forward?
Always, anytime you have an issue like that, you certainly work at it. You make it an emphasis in practice, in meetings, and walkthroughs to expect and to work on getting a better result as opposed to just hoping it does get better. But yes, it has been addressed. Yes, it has been worked on.
Our next question for Coach Cristobal comes from David Wilson with the Miami Herald. David?
Hey, Mario. I know you said maybe some injury updates later in the week. Any of those, I'm sure there's still some close calls, but any guys who were dinged up before the bye that you know will be back this weekend?
David, could you give me the names to check on? Because I know there were a few. I just want to make sure I get you the info you need.
I know, obviously, running back Henry and Jalen.
Henry and Jalen are good. They practice full speed, so they both are cleared for the game.
And then in the secondary, I think it was Tyreek and Daryl Porter.
Tyreek and Daryl Porter are also good to go.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next, we'll go to Luke Chaney from All Hurricanes. Luke?
Hey, Coach. So you've coached against some really good quarterbacks in your time as a head coach, such as, Tyler Huntley, CJ Stroud. Where does Drake Maye stack up with some of these quarterbacks, and what are some of the things that Drake does really well?
Well, I don't think there's anything he does bad, quite frankly. He sees the field extremely well. His pocket presence is off the charts. The ball comes out fast. He's very decisive. If there's nothing there, or if he is in trouble, just incredible ability to make people miss, keep his eyes up the field, extend plays, and if there's nothing to extend to, he takes off. And he's hard to tackle. He makes you miss subtly. He's always a contact plus 2 or 3 yards. He's not afraid to put his head down and run you over. It's a really impressive player.
Our next question for Coach Cristobal comes from Frank Tucker of Catons County.
Hey, Coach. Daryl Porter kind of had a breakout performance last week and was one of your highest graded players in the team. Can you tell us a little bit about his potential impact this week and kind of the development that he's made through the first part of the year?
Really good player and really good person and really good teammate, and has gotten better and better and better and had a great opportunity last week and took advantage of it. And we expect him to continue to be a big part of this team and this program. Really, I've always, watched him from afar from his days in high school. So when he was away as well, so having him on our team is a blessing, and him getting more playing time is going to make us a better team.
We'll do a couple more for Coach Cristobal. We'll go to Mike McCoy from the Big O Show. Mike?
Hey, Coach. Good. Thanks for taking my question. You've been here as a player and through some of the program's best years, and are probably one of the not so many people that's qualified to answer this. But is being a Miami guy something that can be taught, or is it one of those things that either you have it or you don't? Is it something that can be picked up instantly when you're out recruiting, or something that you're able to see from a player while assessing the roster upon your arrival? Just want to see if you could speak on that.
No, I think it's a really good question. I think that recruiting, as it relates to recruiting, your question, I think recruiting is the most imperfect science in the world, because you just don't know what's going to end up being the major factor up here in determining whether a guy continues to be a self-starter, whether he's driven to be great, whether he allows himself to be affected by the noise outside, or whether he could care less and would play in an empty parking lot and play football all day and all night. A guy that really loves football and is willing to do whatever to do right by his team and by his program. That's what a Miami guy's always been, relentless competitors that just go, man. They don't stop coming. So, again, that was a special time, right? A special era in college football that I was fortunate enough just to be a part of, a small part of. And a big reason for coming home was to do whatever it takes to build ourselves into being that kind of a program again, knowing the issues that exist and what you have to do to make that a reality. So, and all that stuff, to me, in my opinion, I do love work. I love process. I think it's great stuff, and it's exciting and motivating for us. So, yeah, those things are always taken into account when evaluating your current roster and also your prospective student athletes.
Thank
you. Yes, sir.
Our last question for Coach Cristobal comes from Adam Lichtenstein of the Sun Sentinel. Adam?
Hey, Mario. Real quick, I know you didn't mention Zion Nelson. Do you know if he'll be able to play on Saturday? And then the other thing, I know you've mentioned in the past, helping out Tyler, with the supporting cast and stuff. Obviously, receiver's been an issue for you guys during the year. It's, at some points. Has there been any guys who've stepped up in practice over the last, week and a half or so who might be bigger roles in that kind of supporting cast?
Sure. Well, I think Zion will be a game time decision. he has gotten work and he does look good. But again, we'll rely on the medical staff to give us a final decision on him. Very optimistic about him and his chances. In terms of Tyler and any quarterback for that matter, it's stuff that we've rehashed already. When you lose your two primary targets and then your next two targets are on the men's, everyone has to continue to step up. You can't you can't wish for answers to happen. You got to work it into reality, work it into existence. And it starts with making sure that everyone in the organization understands what that means, right? Because as it relates to the passing game is about precision, right? Detail, timing, being in the right place, blocking the right people, making sure the ball gets out on time, understanding the different coverages and the adjustments to them. So, we've always taken a deep dive into that. We prepare the third team guy as well as we prepare the first team guy. Had they reached that level? They did not in camp. Now, with the issues that we've had from an injury standpoint, there is no choice. And I think that has driven guys to improve. And I do see a tremendous improvement in the supporting cast for Tyler, for the quarterbacks in general. And they have taken a step up. To name a guy individually, I just think collectively everybody has. And they've done a really good job. And it's been a really good week. So they're excited to play football Saturday.